Hello, I'm MC Toon, the worst rapper in the world. Good evening to you tonight. Now, I know that you may be thinking that I'm going to be talking about the vaccine destroying flat earther. But a couple days ago, I had issued a challenge and it was accepted by a flat earther on Facebook that I was intrigued by what he said. He said that the moon drinks up the sun's light. Let's process that for a second there. That's right, the moon drinks up the sun's light. So he had gone silent, and I had messaged him and stuff, and he didn't respond. So I thought, well, he's not coming, whatever. So I planned this little thing here to talk about this Stephen Bradenberg, is that his name? That went and destroyed a bunch of vaccines. Yeah, Bradenberg, Stephen Bradenberg. He's a pharmacist that destroyed some vaccinations because he thought they were going to harm people with, of course, zero evidence. Turns out he's a flat earther as well. So I have a bunch of stuff I was going to do, but because this other guy popped in on Facebook, started commenting on some threads, I'm like, hey, you ready? He's like, yeah, globetard, let's go. So who knows what kind of attitude he might be having here. He's already hot and hasn't yet even showed up. But there it is. That's what I think will be happening tonight. We shall see. Hopefully it works. He said he's installing Zoom as we speak, so I'll assume that he's trying to work on that. And I'll be watching in Zoom right down there. In the meantime, if you're new, I have a debate every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Time. Sometimes I'll have one at 10, like tonight. Sometimes I'll have it at 4, like not tonight. I debate Flat Earth and 5G and miscellaneous other things. So tonight, later tonight, in just under 2 hours, I am teaming up with somebody that you might not expect me to team up with. Yeah, I'm teaming up with Flat Earther Joey Rocha. Now, he had been messaging on Facebook and doing things addressing the Mandela effect. He does not believe in the Mandela effect. And he's a flat earther. This might be the only flat earther that doesn't believe, except that one. But but yeah, he might be. Anyway, Joey and I are going to have, we're gonna do a live stream together as partners against the Mandela effect, and challenge any takers, as well as specifically challenge Brian Stavely, who is a flat earther and a Mandela effect. He's big on the Mandela effect. Joey wants to debate Brian, but Brian blocked him. A flat earther blocked a flat earther. I mean, they block everybody, so it kind of makes sense. Anyway, yes, B-Ball for life, Joey Rocha. It is weird. I have no idea how it's going to go. Are we going to be, running hand in hand across the finish line as champions? Or is it going to go all weird? No idea. We'll find out what happens with Joe when it comes to Joey. You never know. All right, so I'm looking. I see there's another message here on Facebook from the guy who's supposed to be here. This is new to me. I've never video conferenced before. I feel like a nervous CEO. I'll be nice and help you get it working. So it's I'll wait to introduce him till he's on. So yeah, Joey the anti-volcano Hawaiian. I am quite certain that that's just him doing stuff for attention. So Alyssum, would you be interested in another conspiracy to debunk growing Earth? Oh my gosh. I saw Simon Dan had a video titled something about growing Earth, but I've not yet watched it, so maybe I'll need to watch that. So, and I saw, let's see, Doc Savage, vaccine development person standing by. So Doc Savage, absolutely. If this doesn't work out with our Facebook friend here, you let me know, or I'll let you know, or we let each other know. So and I'll bring you on. So Doc, I don't know if I have your email address. So if you're on Discord or Facebook are the best ways to message me, or send me an email, mctoon@mctoon.net. I'll help you get connected on. So, all right, nothing yet. Neil Adams, I have some of his books, believes in expanding Earth. Oh my. But he's an artist. That's the thing. Like, I don't want to disparage somebody just based on their education and background, but I guess I am. He's an artist, so whatever. Just got to have some evidence, I guess. Like new measurements of the radius that are bigger than the old measurements of the radius would do that, I guess. So anyway, nothing yet from our Facebook friend who is hot already. So there are videos of him. Oh my goodness, this is getting a little crazy now. Green Bull says there are videos of him giving lectures about it on YouTube. Neil Adams, the comic book legend, giving lectures about it. Oh dear. What room? Okay. He's asking what to do. I sent a link in Messenger. Should I just put the link right there? I mean, I'll just do it, and I'll leave on the I will leave on the waiting room so that somebody else can't. There we go. The Zoom link is in. It's on a public forum on Facebook, so we'll see if anybody else clicks it. But I do have the meeting room set to on, so enable waiting room. So yeah, good luck. Someone living in Hawaii claiming there are no volcanoes is someone seeking attention. Absolutely, that is, yeah. That is Joey Rocha. Silly guy. Funny guy. Sometimes angry guy. So, the plot hole says that I'm looking sharp. You like that? I got the sweatshirt in Pensacola. We were recently in Pensacola. It was a very nice little vacation mid-winter. And nothing coming up for who knows how long. So, well, wonder how his volcano goddess feels about that. Oh, yeah, I think he's not originally from Hawaii, but his wife is. So, plot hole, new camera. Plot hole, it is a new camera in November. Have you been gone that long? It's okay. Yeah, can you see over my shoulder here? Look at this right here. We've got Vanilla Beaver right there. Well, thank you. Can you get ice in a glass for me? Look at that. My daughter just gave me this. It's here. I was looking for it. It had gone missing after dinner, and I didn't have any for dinner. So in case you're wondering, that is Zevia. No sugar. It's sweetened with stevia, so it's not even an artificial flavor. So yeah, it's not Tab. I'm sorry. Okay, while we're still waiting, hopefully we get him in here pretty soon. Somebody had emailed me saying that the 3-part cube for the members. So like you see, Beach 8 just commented in the chat, and he's got a solved Rubik's Cube next to him because he's been a channel member for quite a while. So when you're first a channel member, you get a mixed up cube, and after a while it's layers. Then when you're done, or not done, when you've been a member for quite a while, it's solved. So the question is, I have more that I can do, but I what do you do after a solved Rubik's Cube? I could do a 4x4 Rubik's Cube, but that's not all that interesting because it looks about the same as a 3x3. So ideas for other potential things I'm open for if you want to send me a message. Code room, okay. Asking for, to nobody's surprise, there's a little bit of a technical challenge. There you go. A little bit of a technical challenge getting him in here. So he needed the link usually works, so you don't need a secondary code, but I don't know. Zoom is always changing their settings, so it could be. Do the chessboard pattern on the Rubik's Cube. Oh, the alternating one. Try to solve the triangle thing with golf tees in it that they have at Cracker Barrel. Yeah, there's a there's a process for that. Okay. All right, thank you. Perfect. So here's my jar with ice in it. All right. When your badge is equals Hellraiser puzzle. So yeah, all right, that chessboard, that triangle thing at Cracker Barrel, there's an algorithm to solving that. I forget it, but I've done it. Pearlfish says, I think we should discuss if atmospheric refraction led to the theory of gravity. As I think was it Jason who was 2 weeks ago was thinking it was the deal. Here we go. Here's how I do it. Right here, the Pace Hot can or jar. There we go. So Quiddy says he can solve it. He just memorized the steps. Yep, that'll do. 33. 33's offering to come on. Oh dear. The last offer before I take off. Bye. Do you want number 4 or 5 or whatever number all-time views I am? Do you want the only 33 you see from Twitter? Last call. Nope. That's a hard pass. It's a hard pass. It was Jason. All right. Profish says it was Jason trying to saying it again today on my comments from the Star Watching Memes video. Oh yeah. So I've been because both Jason from 2 weeks ago and Water is Always Level from 1 week ago are on Instagram almost exclusively. I've been putting things on there. So if you've seen my vertical shorts, it was to go to Instagram is why I did that. But I'm like, well, that can go on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube Shorts and TikTok. So I got a TikTok account too. If you're a happening kid like me, you could get on TikTok. And so I'll be putting all of those shorts on TikTok as well. I've just got one so far. Did it today. So there you go. Still nothing from William. So anyway, so on my Discord server, if you have ideas for what to do, go ahead and for the member icon. Same for other icons in general if you have ideas. Now, who watched, raise your hand if you watched SN9 today from SpaceX, because I did. I watched it live. That was pretty cool. Yeah, because he for a couple days they've been saying that they're going to try and go, and it didn't work, and then finally they launched, and it came down, and Go boom, boom. It hit the ground. So the last one, SN8, hit the ground gently and just kind of crumbled, and then the extra fuel came out. This one hit the ground quickly, and it was a very rapid, unplanned disassembly. So, all right, Saeed Ahmed, favorite song off Rust in Peace. Oh. Oh man. Holy War's Punishment Due. Easy. I get chills. I get chills when I hear that song. But Hangar 18 is hard to beat. The whole album, Saeed, is fantastic. So thank you for that question. I saw them a few years ago when they came through Minneapolis. They came here with Testament and Slayer. I like both of them, but not as much as Megadeth. And Megadeth did front to back the entire Rust in Peace album. It was spectacular, nonstop. It's like when you listen to an album and the next song is the next song in live. It's like it's perfect. So, yeah, Holy Wars is the best in my opinion. Their best album. Just like best Metallica is Master of Puppets, of course. So there it is. Okay. Where is I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna check again on Facebook here. Ooh, one more message from him. Like the number now saying that meeting name invalid. Maybe use other name when joining and claim short-term memory on that one. Here we go, attempt number 2. Oh my gosh, he's having trouble. You should just be able to click the link. So, if it ain't Motorhead, it ain't rock. Sean Hawkins, how old are you? My goodness. Motorhead. I mean, I like Motorhead, okay, but it's like they don't get to the playlist very often. I don't think I've ever intentionally played Motorhead. Oh, Reds once in? What are you gonna do, Reds? Gonna make the you can come in. You gonna make the stream R-rated? Of course you are. So all right, let's see. Red's the only way I can contact you is Google Hangouts. So I gotta. There it is. But I have too many accounts. I gotta get to the correct account. Oh, we've got Bill Janssen coming. Hold on a second. Reds, you still want in here? Bill is connecting, and do we have audio?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. There it is. Now I just had somebody request to get an invite. I'm going to send it to him, but there's a little feedback, but I'm going to I don't know how long he'll stick around. But I got to fix a couple things here, and then we can get into it. Let's see. So while I'm doing that, how about you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Bill Janssen, and I've been into Flat Earth for about 5 years now, since I discovered it online one fine day after ignoring it for years before. I just thought it was too retarded to look into. Finally, one day I was like, okay, I kept seeing these little Flat Earth things and all the conspiracy sites that I was investigating, and finally looked into Flat Earth Antarctic ice wall, because I was like, okay. And once I actually read about what was happening with Antarctica, it made sense to me, and I started getting into other flat Earth videos are out there, and they just opened my eyes to the other side, which I have joined. And all my Facebook posts would attest to this. This has been an ongoing debate for like the last 4 years now.
Yep. I think the debate's been going longer than that.
Before that, yeah, it was flat Earth was around since Samuel Robotham wrote about it in 1850 from Merrill, England.
Yep.
Published by Zetetic Astronomy or something like that. I can't remember the name.
Zetetic, yeah.
Zetetic Astronomy by Samuel Robotham. And so, yeah, that was in the 1850s. It didn't start getting big here in America until the internet, of course, blew up. And the subject was tossed out there in internet land. So that's when I discovered it.
Yep. Well, welcome to Reds, who is also here.
Oh boy. Can you hear me?
I can.
And do I sound like I'm inside of a tin can?
No, not like you usually do.
Perfect. And that means my blue snowball is actually working. All right. Just wanted to make sure, because before it sounded like I was inside of a tin can.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's the sultry voice of Reds that we all know and love.
Sultry. Jeez.
So, Bill, do you know Reds?
No, I forgot your name already.
You call me Mike or Michael or MC or Toon or Mick Toon or Mick.
Okay.
Mick Boom, McGoon, McLoon.
McToon.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll call you Goon when if the debate gets ugly.
Yeah, whatever you want. So I don't know. I had been filling time, and Reds is like, "Hey, send me a link." So I sent a link. How you doing, Reds? What's up?
I am doing well.
I don't know where you put your cheese, Liberty. Okay, you stupid
Jeez.
fruit. Sorry.
Cheese is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, it's been great. I've been working with Astronomy Live to remote control my telescope from over 1,000 miles away to track rockets. So that's going well. Videos on that to come. So stay tuned, I guess.
Awesome.
But other than that, nothing much.
What did you think of the rocket launch today?
It went explodey. It did a boom.
After it exploded, I did not watch. I was doing other stuff. So.
Said we didn't have any.
Okay, fine.
Like
Okay.
me.
I
Got
didn't lie. Fuck.
All right. Think he's fixing the problem with family confusion about food.
Tortillas are life. Shut up.
Oh yeah, we had Mexican food for dinner.
All right. So anyway, yes, the SN9 it did a boom. It went explodey. They seem to have a little bit of issues with their Raptor engines kicking on and staying on. Because I think only one of them was actually firing and it wasn't swiveling like it should. The gimbaling was kind of muted and it just kind of went in sideways. Basically what happened, ladies and gentlemen, is that Tokyo drifted into the fucking ground.
Wow. A case of the rocket that went boom. Yeah, rockets will do that. They will explode if things go wrong.
Correct the mundo.
All right, so Bill, as soon as you're set here, we'll see what you got. You know, Reds, I was in Florida. You can see my Pensacola.
Oh, at the Cape Canaveral launch site?
No, I went to Pensacola. That's the other side. And then
Okay.
But Reds is a plumber from Florida.
Yeah, there's the Space Coast side, and then there's the side with the crazy creationist. So you, Toon, you went to the side with the crazy creationist.
It was we didn't meet any. It was weird on vacation. We didn't hardly talk to anybody or see anybody. Like people were doing stuff, but it was kind of quiet. So I don't know. It was nice. Are you?
Is what is. I've just been like I said, I've been busy just trying to track rockets from where I am right now. So it is a thing. It is a thing. So once that's up and running, I will let you all know. Maybe you guys will be able to take a shot at tracking a few rockets, so long as you have a HOTUS.
A HOTUS.
Hands on throttle and stick.
Oh, okay. And you guys,
Yes, that is correct.
meaning me or the flat earthers?
Both.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
So yeah, you basically have a hands-on throttle and stick, like what some people have for flight simulators. We give you a very suspicious link to download. It does a whole bunch of crazy things to your computer, and then you can control a telescope.
Awesome.
That's cool. All right, Bill, are you settled?
I got a cup of coffee in the microwave here. I'm getting ready to pull out here.
Microwave
Having a
coffee.
Hot cup of coffee.
Yep. The Bee's Nest Films is asking to stop moving around in a less gentle way.
Oh, really? No, I got to get my coffee here so I can be as wakey as I possibly can.
Okay.
Here, my roommate's freaking out, so I don't know what she's done this time. She came in. Oh, there goes my coffee frothing over. I guess that's a little too hot. Okay. Yeah, she's being a Fruit Loop. So hopefully she'll stay away during her fruit attack.
Her fruit attack.
Right. Yeah. Gotta have the third party in the background creating drama to keep it more real, right?
Yeah, that generally is one way to keep it real. So, all right. Looks like you're settled. There must have been something extremely compelling that caused you to think that the Earth is flat. What was it?
Well, Eric Dubé's videos and claims piqued my interest, and because when I was first getting into it, I was like, oh, what a bunch of load of crap this flat Earth nonsense has got to be, and I tried to debunk it. And I was like, well, they've got thousands of satellites orbiting the Earth as we speak. That's going to disprove it. Right there, that's proof. And they can't have orbiting satellites around a flat Earth. I mean, that's just wouldn't work. And so, and then of course the challenge was to check out all the satellite imagery that's coming from outer space and believing it's really generated from satellites. And so
you called up a forensics expert to analyze the photos and videos?
No, I never really called up anybody. I studied the material that's out there on the net, and it basically made some absurd claims that there were no satellites orbiting the flat Earth. And so I said to myself, well, that would prove that claim was false or true, depending on how immersed you were in the claims of orbiting satellites. So I came across some sites that were about disclaiming orbiting satellites around the flat Earth, and I started to assume that they were probably very correct, and there were no orbiting satellites around the flat Earth, and so I just assumed that little fact as a given and accepted it.
Satellites? So what about the International Space Station? Do you believe that that exists?
I believe the International Space Station is really a PSYOP jet that they do have flying over the Earth in a set pattern. It's like a drone, a giant drone ISS station they have for visual effects on Earth, so they can tell the people down below here, hey, you can look for our satellite as proof, and it's going to be at such and such place at such and such time. And as it zips by, you can get a picture of it. And they've got that going on. And so the funny thing is, of course, that particular picture that they do capture is a little bit different from the one they show you in the outer limits space footage. It's just a little bit different enough to make you think, hey, that's just a psyop jet in actuality. And so I've come to that conclusion that the International Space Station is really just a big psyop.
How did you substantiate this?
Verify that? Yeah. I've just concluded that. I have not actually busted out with any photography gear myself to spot the satellite.
Hey, MC.
Yes.
If I can, I actually heard that claim before many times, all the way back in 2018. So what I did is I got myself and a friend. We went out and we saw a transit. That's when the space station goes in front of the moon. But he was not in the same place that I was. He was a mile down the road, roughly. Okay. And he saw the space station pass over a different part of the moon than I did. That's because of parallax. We were able to use that to measure the space station. We were able to measure its altitude, its size, and its speed. What we found was that
it appeared to be real to you, though. Then you clocked on and you saw, well, there's orbiting International Space Station. There's no way that's a psyop jet.
No, we concluded
that's a real space station. Okay, I got you.
We concluded that there's no way for it to be a jet because it was traveling at 4.7 miles per second. If there was an aircraft traveling that fast in Earth's atmosphere, it would burn up. We also
inside the atmosphere, something like that would probably burn up. Yes, they're going that fast.
And we also concluded that the space station was over 250 miles in altitude, and even rocket planes can't go that high. And once they get to their highest altitude, they can't stay there. So we were able to confirm that the space station is at the height that NASA says it is, traveling at the speed that NASA says it is. Okay. And by looking at how big it is in the frame, we also concluded that it's about the size of a football field, and there's nothing that big going that fast in Earth's atmosphere. It's impossible.
Okay, so by your detection and speed calculations, you've determined that the International Space Station is, in fact, just that, an International Space Station orbiting our Earth and flying 17,000 miles an hour and just that fast and real as they claim it to be.
It was what the evidence showed, and that's why we were able to do this not once, but twice. Once in 2018 and one just recently in November of 2020. We have 2 videos showing our findings.
Okay. All right. I don't believe in that being the real satellite you see. And I still think that's a psyop jet that you miscalculated.
But hypothetically speaking, if our values panned out and the math worked out and everything was legit, what would that mean to you?
Well, that would mean there was a globe Earth that we lived on, and it was a spinning ball in outer space, and then NASA is correct, and all their satellites in outer space are proving this every day with all the imagery they send us.
Okay, so given the fact that we were able to actually verify it, would you actually watch the video if we sent it to you, and then get back to us with your conclusions?
I would do that.
All right.
What's the name of that video on your channel?
Yes, it's actually the one auto playing on my channel right now. The title is literally called Verifying the Altitude of the International Space Station. It was posted 2 months ago. There it is. And what I will do is I will also send it to you guys by posting it in the live chat.
And Bill, we were talking on Facebook. I will post that right there in that thread on Facebook.
Thank you.
Super awesome.
There you go. So
check it out.
Yeah, and that's the math is not interesting to do in real time, such that we'd want to do it right now. But I'd recommend having a look at it on your own time and seeing if it is indeed correct math. It means something, and if the math is wrong, I'm sure Reds would love to see what he got wrong about his calculations.
Absolutely.
Because you know how I don't know if anybody's in the chat or ever had a disagreement with their significant other where they're like, you always think you got to be right. Let me say,
right? Yes.
And as soon as I think I'm not right,
we all have to be right. We all have to be right with our own perceptions of what we believe is truth and what we believe may be false. Not necessarily the person but the information they have possessed, incorrect or right-amundo, however you know. I believe a lot of people that have your perception of our globe Earth have been taught this in school since the tender age of 7 through 9, third grade era, as enforced doctrine for the last 500 years since the Catholic Church adopted the globe Earth philosophy from Greek philosophers and enforced it within our school system for the last 500 years, but to this very day.
But can you specify in particular what's incorrect about it?
Well, the globe itself, it's actually a flat terrestrial plane in which the flat earth, like myself, claim.
Okay, so your evidence for it was that you did not believe satellites, but you didn't have evidence that satellites weren't real. It was just you didn't check it out, but you concluded that that they're not real. So, do you have, maybe at a different topic, do you have some other topic of something that you looked at and investigated and found to be strong, convincing evidence that the Earth is flat?
Strong, convincing evidence to me was I was in Florida at the time myself when I first discovered flat Earth too, coincidentally. And it so happened that Mercury and Venus were visible in the sky, the day sky and night sky, for a few days there, with the TV news anchorments verifying that was Venus and Mercury. And so, and I never really looked at the stars or up there at all until a flat Earth hit me. And the fact that Mercury looked like a shooting star itself, it was like an arc with like flames on the ends of it, both sides. And
what?
And
Mercury was an arc with flames on it?
Yeah, in the sky, visible with the naked eye. You could see it. And it was mentioned on the news. There's Mercury and Venus visible. And so,
but Mercury that I've seen was just a dot, not an arc with flames.
Okay, well then I don't know. Maybe.
Are you thinking of maybe a comet?
Maybe I was deluded there, looking at the flaming arc in the sky that they were calling Mercury at the same time, and it was actually a planetoid and not a wandering star. But I came to the conclusion that looks more like a wandering star than a planetoid. So that's what my thought at the time was, and still is. It's a wandering star.
Can we bring it back to, regardless of what you've seen in the sky, have you done any observations on your own? Like just, have you gone out to the beach and looked at the ships disappearing over the horizon or anything like that? Like, do you have anything like that?
That's the first thing I did. I was on the beaches of western beaches of California there a few weeks after my trip from Florida was over with. I was on the California beach side, and I looked out there on the horizon of our great ocean there, and concluded that the world was flat after looking out on the horizon, watching boats disappear. I didn't have a telescope with me then to watch the boats disappear, but I started looking at the horizon very closely. Then, of course, when I jumped on the airplane, I was really watching the horizon extra close outside the window of my plane, cross country all the way back here to Marietta, Alaska. And I haven't been on a plane for the last 4 years, but those plane flights were definitely eye openers when I actually started looking at the horizon.
Can you tell me why ships disappear bottom up and then eventually out of sight?
That's just a perspective illusion from the amount of atmosphere distortion that much water in the air itself will create a vanishing point. The further away you go in the distance, for those type of perception distortions.
But that's not what perspective is.
Perspective, perception, whatever. However you want to interpret what you see with your own eyes when you're looking at something. I would label that perception.
I did my own observation at Tampa Bay in Florida. So on the north side of the Skyway Bridge, there's a place you could pull off. And I took a picture of Tampa, which was about 24 miles away. And half of the towers were blocked by a giant hump of water. Why did I see that?
the same coordinates you can be given. You can go back there now with somebody and a camera and take a different look at it, and you might be surprised that you'll see the bottoms of those towers, because that's what you should see.
But I've never seen the Bama Towers, and
Okay,
I've lived in Tampa all my life, been going back to that spot for 5 years.
What you see? Do you see what I see? You know, I can go to all kinds of spots that I've observed and looked with my eyeballs and concluded that, holy crap, there's no curve there. And so I'll state that again. There is no curve on our flat Earth. It's completely flat. And you seeing a curve there is maybe just part of the distortion perception that you believe that I don't anymore. I believe on conditions right, being a nice sunny day, you can see further out and look further away than you would on a wintry day of wind and rain or whatever. You know, flat Earth just doesn't show up because you want it to. You'll discover it as you see it. The biggest eye opener will be a lunar eclipse. If you ever had an opportunity to see a lunar eclipse, that'll prove flat Earth to you. If you have any notion that things will be different.
Well, this is new. Oh, how does a lunar eclipse do anything but make flat Earth not happen, not possible?
Well, the loon. If you were to believe that the moon were to make its own light and not be a reflector of the sun's light, lunar eclipse might prove that notion upon witnessing a lunar eclipse, provided you get to view it on a cloudless evening, and the conditions are right. You know, you don't, just because a lunar eclipse shows up doesn't mean you get to see it. You know, it could be clouds and it'd be a bad evening for a lunar eclipse observation. But timing that and getting a bunch of people together to witness the same event, and that's what they need to do. The next lunar eclipse is have everybody show up with the cameras and all, and just do a big lunar eclipse event somewhere.
You know, lots of people
can verify this.
Lots of people have already done that. Like, that's not a new thing.
That it's so not new, but now as our socially distancing pandemic social distancing mandates are coming through, it's going to be a lot harder to do that in the future.
But why not just look at some of the previous lunar eclipses that have happened? But you specifically said that lunar eclipses prove flat Earth somehow. But so I'm wondering.
Okay. The lunar eclipse, when you're wondering if the moon makes its own light or not, that will become more evident if you witness a lunar eclipse. At least the one I saw. The one I saw was like, holy crap, that moon's it's showing multiple colors, not just an orange or a white ice color or whatever, but all in between, like a dirty rainbow color of light emanating from the moon, where I saw from here in Alaska. When it first popped over the mountains, it came back. It showed up as a round disc-shaped moon with multiple colors, verifying to me, in my perception, that the moon was indeed making its own light, not reflecting it from the sun. And so that proved flat Earth to me right there.
How is the moon making its own light? It's just a ball of rock.
That's what you tell us, and science claims. But if you were to see a true lunar eclipse, you'll know that the moon makes its own celestial light, and it's a unique.
During the last lunar eclipse, it was actually live streamed by multiple independent people who had their own telescopes live streaming this. They saw an object impact the surface of the moon, thus demonstrating that it is solid.
Right.
And when it hit the moon, it made a definitive crater that was seen later by Leo, lunar or LRO. So when it comes to the moon, we can confirm that it is a physical object made of rock. And the last time I checked, it doesn't glow in the dark like that. It doesn't make its own light. From what energy source?
Well, then again, okay, that's your claim on that. I would just suggest anybody out there observe for themselves the next lunar eclipse, and that might shake your notions of what the moon is and what it is not. And to me, my lunar eclipse observation proved to me beyond a shadow of a doubt that the moon was making its own light, not reflecting the sunlight as claimed by heliocentrists and NASA.
Why does this have to be a NASA thing? You can actually use any telescope, even basic ones, and see shadows and craters, showing that the moon is being illuminated by a distant light source, which is why there's shadows in the craters. If the moon was making its own light source, then those craters would be illuminated because it itself is part of the moon.
Well, not necessarily. The moon's a little more mysterious than shadows and craters and its luminosity. It's not like we've been told in
you do agree that there's shadows in those craters that's been observed by literally hundreds of thousands of people, right?
And if we're getting on the moon now, and the shadows in the craters, why is it during a daytime moon? Do you believe in daytime moons?
Yeah, they happen all the time.
Not much of a belief. You just look up. Oh, look, there's the moon. It's day.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a belief. It does happen.
Seeing what we're seeing here. Why is it that those dark spots of the moon are always blue, like the blue sky behind the daytime moon?
Looking through our atmosphere?
I think the moon is actually hollow celestial light that sometimes the surface of the moon will be transparent and you can see from behind it. And those blue spots in the dark craters that you see during the nighttime, coincidentally, they're black and dark as the night sky behind it. During a daytime moon, those dark spots will be blue as the blue sky behind the moon.
I have a question for you. So do you believe that the part of the moon that is in shadow just stops existing?
No, I believe you're seeing from behind the moon. The dark shadows during the nighttime, they'll be dark and black, just like the nighttime sky behind the moon during the nighttime. Daytime moons, they come out, those same impact crater spots, which you claim are impact craters. I don't believe they're impact craters. Anyway, those dark spots will be blue, the same sky as the color as the sky behind the moon. And that just verifies to me that the moon itself is not a solid planetoid as you think it is.
Just to make sure I'm understanding you, you believe that at some point the moon becomes transparent where we can see through it.
Correct.
Okay. Have you ever seen a star in the transparent section where the moon is? Like, for example, on the lit portion.
I have, in fact, that helped me to verify that the moon itself was hollow, transparent, whatever you call it, and seeing that star from behind the moon, which is a very rare occurrence, but does happen. And to me, that helped verify flat Earth when I saw the star. Because I had read about the star there on the internet, my research, and when I finally saw it one fine morning, which I happened to be there and witnessed that star from behind the moon, and had a friend who. Because I asked him, I said, what do you see? And he was like, oh, I see a star from behind the moon there, just like on Super Mario. I was like, yeah, that is a star, isn't it? And he was like, yep. And anywho, that's another thing that can only happen on a flat Earth.
My question is, why don't we see that? Because there isn't a single picture, not a single piece of evidence, not a single documented case where you could see a star in
there's been photographic proof of stars from behind the moon. They used to be on the net. There might still be on the net, but a lot of that flat Earth history, they erase it as soon as they don't agree with it. they do their best to shut it off the cloud memory banks or access to it.
You can overexpose the moon to show that the shadow part of the moon is still there. It's been done multiple times to show that the moon is still there, even though it's in shadow.
I'm not saying that the moon isn't. It probably is. That shadow part of the moon that you're photographing is just that. It's the shadow part of the moon. That is, the void space where the light would normally be coming through, but it's just turned off. That part is turned off, and like if it's a half moon, everything's
what turns
Toon,
it off?
Can I screen share real quick?
Yeah.
Toon, can I screen share?
Yeah.
Can you enable it so that it
Oh
will
yeah, hold
allow
on a
me to?
second.
Thank you.
These
I appreciate.
security settings being at, high security by default.
All their security-ness.
Yes.
Yeah, that kind of
All
thing.
right, you can share.
Perfect. So what I'm showing you right now is an overexposed image of the moon while part of the moon is in shadow. So based on what I'm hearing, we should expect at least at some point to see a star somewhere in this section, but
Okay.
we never do. There is not one documented case of that happening. Why is that? And why does this picture exist if this part of the moon becomes transparent just by it being in shadow?
Well, I don't know. There have been photos that I've seen on the net that show stars shining through the moon. I can't find
Can you show
one now. I'll give you a link to where to get one. But when I see one with my own eyeballs live one fine morning there a few years ago, yeah, I was like, oh, well, that just proves it. So
Right,
until you see it yourself with your own eyes,
so
that helps.
I'm a little confused. I think I need some clarification. You've said that the moon emits its own light and the part that's not as light, but of course, the picture we just did see, there is light
Right.
there if you overexpose. But let's imagine that there is no light there for a second. But also the moon is there and it's just not putting out light, and you can see through it. I'm confused. Is it both? You can see through it?
No, but yeah,
Or
but
it's turned off?
when you actually,
Did somebody flip the switch on that section? Like, is there a different?
yeah, but, there's a part of the moon. Just say it's say it's a quarter moon.
There's moon men, like they flip these big breakers to turn off
well,
sections.
No, I'm going along with you about a switch on the moon, but if you really think about the moon beyond a spinning rock, orbiting satellite moon around a globe Earth, you're gonna notice that, well, it's a very interesting moon. Okay, it's just the way it lights up, half moons, quarter moons, third moons, whatever. Gee, where does the other third of the moon go when you got a third of the moon? Well, that's just the part of the moon that's not lit up. Okay. How to explain it, I don't know. For us, I kind of went along with your switch analogy. But yeah, the celestial
You said
light-emitting
switch.
moon is. Yeah, if there was an actual CPU within the moon, that would that would be
Do
something.
you
But
believe the moon is fake? Wait a minute. Do you believe the moon is fake? Is that what I'm hearing?
no, I believe the moon is very real. I don't believe that the moon is a spinning rock planetoid orbiting the Earth. I believe it's a celestial lit up moon, which is more unique than we've been told in third grade solar tard class. You can say you don't have pictures of stars shining through the moons and the dark spots, but I have seen pictures that have been recorded by other observations that would disprove that claim that you made right there. I don't happen to have access myself or a link to those pictures. Like I said, a lot of those pictures that do totally prove flat Earth, they usually get taken down.
Okay, so when you do get those pictures, can you send them to Toon so we can take a look at it and maybe have a discussion on them?
Yeah, if I can find them, I'd be happy to send them to you.
All right.
Okay. What other piece of evidence did Dubé or whoever tell you that made you or convince you that the Earth was flat?
Well, just the basics. The horizon always rises to the sight, to the eyes of the observer, whether you're on a plane, a high mountaintop, a peak of any kind.
What about
horizon,
in an airplane?
well, especially in an airplane, that's the best time to observe.
Oh,
Hey, Toon. May I?
actually, I have a little more pertinent one.
Okay.
So I want to first of all make sure that I understand things correctly. This is about both the moon and the horizon. So I have here a little drawing I made here. I hope it's better than Team Skeptic's drawings. Right here, we've got myself right here on the ground. You see that? And the moon here, right?
Okay.
Got it.
That's
All
your moon. That's the flat ground. Okay.
Yeah, this is assuming flat Earth, right? And so the guy
That's your diagram.
he has to look up to see the moon, right? And according to perspective, whatever's above you goes towards the center, and whatever's below you comes up towards the center, right? Ding.
Okay, your line of sight in relation to the. I got you.
Okay, so that's why the claim that the horizon always rises to eye level is that it comes up to eye level because of perspective, right? So everything above eye level converges towards eye level, and everything below eye level converges towards eye level, but stuff below eye level doesn't cross eye level and appear above eye level, right? Even if it's far away, it just gets smaller and closer to eye level, not crossing it, right?
We're getting a level an area of psychology and perception. There we go. The perception word again. Don't want to sound broken record, but light and the way it travels in a straight line, and refraction, and other theories about light. They tried to teach us in school. I remember the one teacher told me that light curve, and I never did understand the curving light science he was trying to.
You're kind of cutting out. You may be far from your Wi-Fi or something.
I don't know. I maybe my microwave's on right now for the coffee I got heating up here. Hang on. I just turned off. So is it better?
Well,
the microwave's generating that
2.4 gigahertz out of a microwave and out of your phone both, so I can see.
Yeah, it's one of the old microwaves that blew up.
Yep. If your microwave is off, it's still happening. It's still happening.
Oh shit. Okay.
Let me know when.
My house is kind of magnetic sometimes. It could be the house itself. It's haunted. So.
Okay. All right. So back to my question, just for clarification, so that we both have the same understanding. Due to perspective, everything above eye level shrinks towards eye level, but doesn't cross eye level, right? And everything below eye level moves up towards eye level, but doesn't cross eye level. Is that right?
I'm not sure I follow you. I'm just.
Let me ask a more simplified question.
Sure.
It's a funny thing. It goes to the song. Do you see what I see?
The claim is
high up the sky that's there for you.
Yeah, you got to be careful on the copyright claim on that music.
Yeah, tell me about it. So the claim is that if you're looking out into the water from the beach and you rise in altitude, the horizon is always going to stay at eye level, correct?
That's the first law of perspective that Eric Dubay, when I ever challenged you to go look for the curve, you were going to look at that horizon a lot more closer, and that's what I did on my plane flight all the way back here to Mariel, Alaska.
What you're seeing here is
the horizon.
Hold on, you gotta watch, Bill.
What you're seeing here is a view from my drone. I'm going to start playing. Pay attention to this arrow. This arrow does not move throughout the flight. It stays in this part of the frame, and it's pointed right at the horizon, like literally to the pixel.
Okay.
And now you can see the traffic moving, so I'm playing the video. Now watch what happens to the horizon as I gain altitude. I'm going to skip ahead, skip ahead, skip ahead, skip ahead. See how the horizon drops to where it started? So as I'm gaining altitude, the horizon is actually dropping, not rising to eye level. Dubay's just been debunked right there by my own drone.
Okay, well, I could say that your arrow is artificially there in place to make that observation claim.
What?
So you just hand wave away without any evidence. I mean, to really, what you would want to do is present something better, not just to say, Nuh-uh.
Like I said, I'm just denying that I'm just saying that arrow is probably moving itself away from just to make that claim that you're making right now.
The arrow does not move within the video at all.
I think that the arrow has been juxtapositioned by CGI technology.
CGI technology? I did it in Sony Vegas Pro 14. Nothing CGI about it.
So, Bill, the actual way to debunk
like
that.
I said,
Bill,
I think your arrow is moving to make that picture. Because when I was in the airplane, and I can't believe that half the look at it can do when they look at an airplane 35,000 feet. It's just like a horizon line, and it doesn't look like a flat ironing board.
Did you measure it, Bill? Bill, did you measure?
I measure it? No, not.
No, okay. So
I did not.
So if you didn't measure it, then you don't really know where eye level is.
In an airplane, look outside the window.
Yeah.
Eye level will be at where you're sitting on your airplane at 35,000 feet with the horizon joining your
but if you
depth perception that you can verify for yourself looking outside the window, looking at the horizon.
Yeah, but Bill, if you didn't measure it, you don't actually know where eye level is. It's not just where you want it to be. There's actually a way to measure.
I'm supposed to measure it all of a sudden as part of your requirements for my perception, and I don't buy that part of your argument.
No, when flat earthers ask why I disagree with Eric Dubé, I am expected to show something, and that's what I do. But when we ask you to do the same thing, you say that you're not going to do that.
No, I didn't say that at all. I'm just
dishonest to me.
I'm just saying. I just made my claim that you go up to a certain level on an airplane, and the horizon will rise with you, and you can observe that for yourself. And then,
I didn't observe that for myself. I observed the exact opposite.
The horizon from an airplane at 35,000 feet, but with a laser fucking rangefinder, maybe. But they'd probably throw me off the plane for being a terrorist. I came in with a gun like that.
I can show you, Bill. There's
a laser designator. It could be
a laser rangefinder would be quite worthless to measure the eye level of the horizon.
What do you want me to measure the distance that I'm observing from a 35,000 foot ceiling on an airplane? All of a sudden to make your part of my claim outrageous. I didn't say measure the distance. I find that your requirements are a little bit.
Bill, when did I say measure the distance? I said measure eye level. Eye level is the angular measurement, not a distance measurement.
Angular level. Okay, well, I guess you could have some sort of instrumentation on to measure angles.
They're built into phones.
Yeah, it's called a theodolite app.
Yeah. So here's what happened. That's why I'm asking this.
Who's that guy in the background? Who's that other guy in the beard? You got your videos blacked out now. I can't see who I'm talking to.
You did something, Bill. I don't know what you did.
I did something.
It's his connection. His connection went to crap, and so the call is trying to save the connection.
We don't see you anymore either, which because how much you're moving around isn't all that bad. So
is that what's happening here? I'm moving around too much. Okay, I'll try to be still, but I lost the video feed. I got the audio feed though. We're good.
Well, I was about to show you something.
Oh, I can't see anything now. It's all black screens.
Are you're on a phone?
At the best of your abilities.
Oh dear.
I don't know. I was seeing you fine until just a minute ago. I went, got my coffee.
Yeah, you might have
something about the static and the Zoom feed being messed up, and I guess now we don't have a.
Bill, what I'm going to ask you to do is hop out and hop back in again.
Yeah.
Hop out. Yeah. Turn off and try to come back in.
Yeah. Turn it off and back on again.
Okay.
And see what happens.
Facty is saying we don't see Red's video feed either.
Okay, I got you. I see you.
You do? Okay.
Yep, you're back on.
All right, so that
was the right thing to do.
All right, you see, we're back to this picture here. We got this guy here, right? So the point is that if the horizon is flat or the ground is flat like this, right? That it will always rise to eye level, and that is a correct claim if the Earth is flat. And my point is now we've got the sun, or sorry, this is the moon right here, the moon, and because the person here is below the moon, the person always has to look up to see the moon, right?
Okay.
And that's why I was asking to confirm that you agreed that due to perspective, when something goes farther away, gets closer to eye level, but it doesn't cross eye level and then appear on the other side at some arbitrary distance away.
Okay.
Or do you think?
Yeah.
Or do you think?
I don't know. I don't know what your
Well, this is just it's a common thing that flat earthers bring up about perspective, is that things move towards the center of your view or your vision, or to eye level is what they mostly say, right? That things move
eye level
down towards eye level, right?
Sure.
You've seen
With
the
your
pictures of
level
the
of perception.
telephone lines as they go farther away, they're going farther down towards eye level, right?
You can play any numerous curve analogy.
I'm not talking curve. I'm talking flat. We're going with a flat Earth hypothesis right here.
Okay, it sounds to me like you're going to make a hypothesis of telephone lines going downward as they went further away. So I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
I believe that.
I'm just trying to tell you the horizon will rise to the eye of the observer who has ever in an airplane can look out and look at a flat horizon.
All right.
That's what they'll do.
Okay.
Okay. And you want to say your balloon went up and that the arrow stayed there as you went higher.
This is a new thing. I just want to get your confirmation to move on to this thing and show it to you, but I just need to make sure that we're on the same page here.
Okay, we're on the same page. Go ahead with your observation confirmation video.
There it is. There we got this. Right. The guy has to look up to see the moon. Right. Now, if we put an airplane, if a guy's on an airplane, right? Now, the moon is still pretty high, right? Much higher than an airplane.
Sure.
Right. So we've got the moon there, the airplane there. And similarly, the airplane has to look up to see the moon. Correct?
Usually, yes.
Usually. How could you need to look down to see the moon on flat Earth? How could it be possible?
I've actually seen some videos where they've got the sun and the moon in the same shot with a high airplane and somebody with a camera showing the moon lower than the airplane.
I'm not talking about we're just talking the hypothesis for flat Earth, that if the moon is higher than the airplane, which there's only a couple flat earthers I've seen suggest that it could be low, but if the moon is higher than the airplane, then when you're in the airplane, you have to look up to see the moon.
Okay.
Right? There's no way on flat Earth to be in an airplane and look down to see the moon.
If you're high enough, when the moon's crossing over the horizon line, it might appear to be a little bit lower in the airplane. Then again, that's another perspective.
How does perspective? But we just agreed earlier that due to perspective, things move towards your eye level and shrink and never cross eye level, and then you don't see them on the other side of eye level. Still, they just shrink towards eye level and eventually get so small that you can't make them out anymore.
Yes, you can't see forever. You go looking out across the ocean, and depending on the conditions, the atmospheric conditions of the ocean, the humidity and whatnot, that will either decrease your vision abilities.
Yeah, if it's cloudy or misty, things will just disappear into a haze. But let's say that you have conditions where there isn't a whole bunch of haze and you still see things. Things will get smaller as they get far away and eventually get too small for our eyes to differentiate anymore.
Yeah. No matter how far, most beautiful cloudless ocean, flat water, that's a pun. Still, the atmosphere itself will cancel out your vision.
Okay, but I'm saying
least
nice and clear.
days,
Nice and clear. Something just gets far away. It shrinks, but it never crosses. If it's above eye level, it doesn't cross eye level and then appear on the other side of eye level just because it's far away. correct or no? Do you disagree? Bill? Uh-oh. Did we lose Bill?
Nothing? No, nothing.
I think we lost Bill. Did he turn it? Did he put his phone in the microwave? Don't put your phone in the microwave, Bill.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility that he put his phone in the microwave.
Oh. Like like, I just want to confirm the thing that all flat earthers always, yeah, there, he popped away. I just want to confirm the thing that all flat earthers always agree to, that things merge into, but he can't even, well, oh, well, I got a couple super chats. Let's see if he tries to reconnect. If he can get his phone out of the microwave. Reds, I appreciate that you're here. This is it's a good treat to have you.
It's a treat. Yeah, we'll go with that. Hey, the horizon always rises to eye level. Shows video of it literally not doing that. Oh well, it could be CGI. The arrow could be moving. The arrow is not moving.
I just deny my perception is better than yours.
The arrow's not moving in the frame, dude. And CGI, I made it with Sony Vegas. Not exactly the most powerful editor on the planet.
I don't think he knows what Sony Vegas is. All right, some super chats. We got.
People think I have the budget of Pixar. Like seriously, I no.
If you only knew somebody that had an Emmy for graphic design.
Yeah, I do know someone with an MB. DKG Customs.
Yeah.
I sent my footage to him. I'm like, do you see anything wrong with this? And he goes, no. And I have a fucking Emmy.
All right, we were talking before you came in about Megadeth, and so Harold for $5 says, I've got great tickets to see Grandpa Dave Mustaine in Houston once concerts are allowed again. Cancer sucks. Yes, it does. I'm hoping Dave Mustaine continues to play metal for the next 1,000 years. It's fine if he's Zombie Dave. I'm fine with that. Harold says again, then he says, this guy can be saved. Maybe do your best. I don't know.
Very, very rarely does that happen. See, when someone says to me that they were convinced by Eric Dubé, I immediately lose all hope.
They didn't get to where they are through logical thinking.
No, of course not. I mean, a lot of Dubé's so-called proofs are repeats, and that means if you debunk one of them, you debunk multiple so-called proofs of his at the exact same time. So what I did was I put his assertion to the test. I got a drone. I'm like, okay, this is where the horizon is in the frame. Let's see if it moves. So I rose in altitude. I went from, I think, like 60 feet all the way to 1,600 feet. And the horizon was lowering in the frame as I gained altitude. And despite what some people have said, no, the arrow does not move in the frame. You can demonstrate this yourself. Click on the video, see where the arrow starts before the drone starts rising, and put your cursor right next to it. Put your mouse cursor right next to it and leave it alone. See if it moves. See if it moves.
CGI. Man, I was getting some good bingo scores there quick. See you saying that. Okay, let's see here. He was talking about the CPU and the moon. So we got Nuga said, when did Art LaFleur go crazy?
When did they put a CPU on the moon? Why would they need to do that?
No, to turn it on and off.
You do know that the phases of the moon were happening before there were CPUs, right?
Oh, he contradicted himself. He's like, it turns itself off. Right? There's portions of the moon that stop projecting light or emitting light, but also you can see through them. Make up your mind. You can't.
I mean, this is one of those things where I bet that there's not a single instance ever of a star being able to be seen through the moon. The moon does not magically become transparent.
I've seen people with cameras that are stationary, not moving, right? And dead pixels. dead
Yes.
pixels. So whoop-de-doo. All right, so we've got Harold says, if there is an actual CPU in the moon, are we done then?
Yeah,
Yep.
CPU on the moon. So my question is, where did they put the CPU? Like, is it in the middle? Like, how did they get there?
I'm sure it's at the south part of the moon. You know, just under where you can't see it anymore, I guess. I don't know. Inside? Maybe he said it's hollow. Could be hollow.
It's hollow. It's hollow.
There's
Okay.
moon men running around inside, turning it on and off, running the generator, changing the oil in the backup generator. You know.
I mean,
it's
ouch.
I'm sure it's diesel because, you know, it works better. And, you know, and it's due for a refill. That's why SpaceX is trying to get to the moon, because they need to bring more diesel.
Oh, so it's these. Oh, that makes sense, maybe.
All right, Alyssa.
I don't.
I know you don't.
Man. It's like, okay, so I show satellites don't exist. Shows him a satellite existing, and the fact that I measured it to confirm that it was indeed a satellite. Oh, you know, whatever. I don't believe
your math is wrong.
Shows horizon not rising to eye level with altitude. Oh, you know, you have a fake, you know, CGI arrow moving.
Yep. All right, let me keep reading a couple more super chats. We got Alyssa says, "Good day. Why is all navigation based on the globe?" That's not proof. We got Indie Tiger for $5 says, "Happy Groundhog Day. 6 more weeks of winter because February 2nd is about 6 weeks away from the vernal equinox." Well, there you go. Glober Mom says, "My Poe meter is very active with this guy." I don't think so. He's on Facebook, and he's calling everybody globetards constantly. So I don't know. And
yeah, I mean, you ask him, you know, okay, why, how did you get this brainwashed? And when he said Eric Dubay, I was like, oh man.
Yeah. All right, I got one more, and then gonna see what you think about my later show coming up. We got B-Ball for Life says, "CPU on the moon? I guess that debunks the notion that we haven't been to the moon." Well, oh yeah, that's why they went there. They upgraded the CPU.
They upgraded the CPU.
Yeah. So I have Joey Rocha on later. Did you see that?
Who?
Yes.
Who?
Joey Rocha. So here's the deal. Last night, Joey was on Facebook talking about his newest video, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to watch it. And he's like, no, you really should watch it. It's like just a couple minutes. So I went to get food at the local Chinese place. So I listened to it while driving. And he's there debunking the Mandela effect. Like, he really did research, and he really knows, like, this is, you know, it's Christopher Reeves was Superman with an S, Christopher Reeves with an S, but no, it's actually really Christopher Reeve, and therefore Mandela effect. But no, Joey Rocha says it was George Reeves with an S, that was the 1950s or 60s Superman. Like, Joey, you did some research. That's fantastic. I love it. So he's out there challenging other Mandela effect people, which they're almost all flat earthers too, to debate. And what did the flat earthers do to Joey Rocha? Brian Stavely, for example, he blocked Joey Rocha. So there.
I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I don't know who Joey Rocha is.
Oh, the flat earther.
I've never heard of him.
The flat earther that lived in Hawaii and says that volcanoes are fake.
I mean, that sounds like something that Flat Earth Aussie Jesus would say. I know him. I mean, he also says that the sun is an interdimensional portal somehow.
Of course. Why would it not be? Because you don't
Why would
understand.
it not be an interdimensional portal? Because that's more believable than what scientific facts tell us.
Let's see. Wrote it, no last name, says I missed. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Rodent No Last Name says, Reds, please ask the moron, guest, about laser retroreflectors on the moon. We were going to get to that, but he
basically
disappeared.
what I've heard is that they won't believe that the laser retroreflectors are a thing unless they can shoot a laser at the moon and have it bounce back and cause them permanent blindness.
Yes. Yeah. Or
They
could get
want to use the moon for LASIK surgery. That's what they think it is.
Oh, that's what the retroreflectors are. It's data transmission to the moon CPU using lasers. Oh, Metal Jacket.
It all makes sense,
brilliant.
Man.
It totally
all makes sense.
Comes full circle.
I'm just letting you know, McTeen, I can only pretend to have my head up my ass for so long. You're stretching it.
Well, I don't want to stretch that particular orifice anymore. So Alyssum says, do your best Batman impression for the next 5 minutes. I think that's aimed at you, Reds.
Oh, God. Do I have to?
No. Alyssum is not your boss. He's not the boss of you.
I mean, I could. It's something that would hurt, though.
You've never done it before, have you?
Oh, I've done it plenty of times. I do it when I pretend I'm a flurf and I'm reading the comments that they send me.
Yes.
So, like, if a flurf were to say this is CGI, I always picture in my head them typing this out, but in a very evil voice. So like they're trying to call me out or something, and so it's like, this is totally CGI. You are part of the conspiracy, the illuminated Freemasonry. Did I say illuminated? I meant Illuminati. Don't correct me. Don't correct me. You kidnapped my sister. She left for Hawaii, but never came back to pick me up. Where is she?
Oh, hey, did we say DKG custom and then he showed up?
Yeah, he does that. He's great. He has an Emmy.
Does the Emmy give him like that ability? Does it like ding 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 when somebody's talking about him?
Dude, you can teleport shit with that.
That's amazing. Yeah, I almost got him. I almost got a bingo. I just needed new name for gravity.
Email that to me. I want to print that out and use it.
mctoon.net/flurf bingo.
I'm not going to remember that. I'm just going to have you do all the work.
I don't have your email address, Reds. But
I said I'm going to let you do all the work.
Oh, so I have to get your email address somehow.
There you go.
Is it just because I write email software, do I automatically... Don't answer that. I can. I totally can. I read your emails, everybody. I read all your emails. Oh, King Crew, I can't believe what you said the other day.
Listen, just don't tell anyone my password, okay? I don't want people knowing it's Sweaty Man Nipples 1997.
Dude, you changed it. It used to be password 1234.
No, that was a different password for a different thing.
Oh, OnlyFans. So all right, we got one.
No. Donkey's Gone Wild.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. You did lend me that password. Glover.
I like that. It was pretty good, right? It was really good. Believe me, there's more where that came from. You should see the Russian version.
Nope. I do not need to void my digestive system through the top again. We got Glover Mom says, note, never take your Poe meter to a flat earth mechanic. So a couple of people said he was a Poe. I don't think he was a Poe. Oh, I got a message from somebody.
The reason why a lot of people were registering very high on their Poe meter was, it was probably because he appeared to be high as a kite and not that serious about listening or having a conversation, and usually that is also the sign of a Poe. Yeah. But it could also mean that he's just as high as a kite.
And the thing about Poe is you can't tell if they're joking or serious. So I think he was serious. His interactions
whether
on
he's
Facebook.
serious or not, you know that there's somebody out there that's going to take this BS seriously. So
That's the
I
problem.
I attack it as viciously as any serious flat earther out there. So, you have this claim. Here's my video that debunks that with an actual observation, an actual mathematics. That thing that you guys said that you would do but never did, or did it improperly. So I had to get off my ass and do it for you properly with the equipment that you told me to buy.
Yeah. No, well, they got buckets of denialism.
Buckets.
Yeah, like on Instagram today, Earth is flat, change my mind, who blocks everybody constantly.
So how can we change his mind if he just blocks everyone who's trying to change his mind?
So he's like, I'm like, you don't have any measurements of flatness. He's like, well, you have the burden of proof. Like, well, no, it's been provided, but here you go. And I sent him 6 measurements of the radius of the Earth that he proceeded to not really look at. So maybe he said he was looking at it and there were some errors. But yeah, I'm sure he understands what's going on. Anyway, in half an hour, I got Joey Rocha on here, who's in chat as Aaron, or maybe Aaron's in here without Joey knowing, because I don't know. Anyway,
are you able to get back in contact with that dude and see if it was just an internet connection issue, or is he like gone?
I think he's gone. I think that's fine to just yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I think what we should do is we should wrap it up. And I'm gonna talk to Joey and we're gonna plan something. I have no idea how it's gonna go, but it might be interesting.
Are you expecting a train wreck? Because it sounds like you're expecting a train wreck.
I don't know what to expect. Joey, is it going to be? No, Joey, it's not going to be a train wreck. Let's assume. I'm going to be an optimist and assume the best.
Is that really wise?
I don't know.
Toon, I'm worried about you, man. You're showing, optimism, and you still have faith for humanity. I'm really worried about you. None of this shit's making sense to me. So you have to tell me. Using the doll, can you please tell me where the flat earther touched you?
We've got Vanilla Beaver right here. But it right here. Can you see that? Right there. Oh, it might have been off camera. Sorry. Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. If it's a dumpster fire with Joey, that's fun. And if Joey and I take down all the Mandela effect nut crazy people on the internet, then hey, that'll be great. So Glover Mom saying, Toon, don't go ranty and cats on us. And Alyssa wants you in the next discussion.
Oh.
Friends. Do you want to take the pro Mandela effect side?
I would prefer to. Yeah, I can be involved, and I'll just be there to speak if something stupid is said.
Ooh.
How about this? I'll just be the moderator. I'll be the one with the gavel.
But we're inviting on. We're doing a live invite to Mandela effect people, so that could be useful.
So we can do this thing. Let's treat it as a court case. So I'll be the judge, and you guys are presenting your cases for your clients, which is the position that you guys hold, and you gotta convince me. In which case I will say order, and then shut it, and then we will go ahead and start this this here court case. It's gonna be awesome.
All right. That's a plan. All right. Well, so we'll I think we'll shut this one down because I've got a different live stream for the one with Joey. Who knows? It can be crazy. He's in the chat doing his regular stuff. Chi-Hu. And saying Chi-Hu, yeah, and saying the Mandela effect is for morons. So, yeah, we Jerry 1SM, the vaccine vandal, got preempted by a flat earther that accepted a previous invite. So,
this is gonna be a dumpster fire. All right,
yeah.
So I'm gonna say, I'll be here waiting for the dumpster fire, and I can't wait. I'm gonna go get some. I'm gonna go get some OJ and be ready for that, the non-stabby, murdery kind, and I'll be back.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Thank you, everybody. If somebody could put the link to the next one in the live chat, it's about 25 minutes from now, and we'll see you all then.